Joan Walsh is an alleged left-winger. She adores Hillary Clinton and despises Bernie Sanders and his supporters. So, you determine how left-wing she really is. She recently decided to go after Ivanka Trump for how she was dressed at the G20 summit. Let's watch.
Held to an unfair standard about the role that she plays or influence with the White House.
How? Well, no, not at all. I mean, I think Heidi's being really very, very charitable, more charitable than I would be. I think that there's one woman benefiting from Ivanka's crusade for women, and that is Ivanka Trump herself. That $50 million fund for women entrepreneurs is being controlled by her. The fact that she doesn't take a salary only reflects her own great wealth, thanks partly or largely to her father. And, when she's tried to go to bat for us, allegedly, her solution to the defunding of Planned Parenthood was to tell Cecile Richards to stop performing abortions. That was her brilliant compromise, which would hurt many poor women around the country. So I think that feminists, that women really ought to give up the idea that Ivanka is our person in the White House, because if she is trying at all, she's completely ineffectual.
Well, also it's a little muddy about not taking a salary while having the status of being a federal employee, yet not having to be held to different ethical standards.
Right.
Also saying that she doesn't want to be involved in politics, yet sitting in for her father at the G20.
Right, with big bows on her sleeve. I mean, I don't mean to sound sexist. It can be dangerous to comment on what women wear, but the fact that she sat in for her father in a dress that was so incredibly ornamental was such a contradiction in terms. And I think that what we see is that in authoritarian societies, daughters have great value. They are property. And the message that she is sending about her own value, about her place in the White House, and about the place of women in this administration, I think are really pretty frightening. So,
you think you're opening yourself up about the bows?
Are you looking at Twitter yet? I mean,
not yet.
I just have. That was it's a pink dress with big bows on the elbows. There's something incredibly ornamental. That's not a dress that's made for work. That's not a dress that's made to go out in the world and make a difference. That is a dress that is designed to show off your girliness. And, God bless her, show it off. But don't then tell us that you're crusading for an equal place for women at the table, because you're not.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I rest my case with Exhibit A on McFeminism. That's not feminism. That's McFeminism. It's fake feminism. It's about as real as the meat in the chicken McNuggets. Because look at the argument you're making. Okay, there's enough to criticize there with Ivanka Trump sitting in at the G20. You're the daughter of the president, and that is like the very definition of nepotism. You shouldn't just be allowed, you're related to the president, therefore we will say, we didn't elect a fucking royal family. This isn't like an authoritarian country. I can't just be like, here, I'll have somebody I'm related to sit in for me for a little bit. You can't do that. So there's enough to criticize there on nepotism grounds. But no, she had to bring in the worst argument I've ever heard. She's arguing that she's not modestly dressed enough. That's an argument made by Islamists. Look, you're not covering yourself. You're not modest enough. You don't look professional enough. Who are you to just criticize? If a woman wants to be girly, she's allowed to do that. But somehow you think this is more feminist of you? Let me critique what this woman is wearing. I don't know. You look too ornamental for my tastes. You look like daddy's little girl. I'm uncomfortable with it. And this is not something that you should wear in a business environment. That's an argument. There was just a scandal the other day about how women were wearing sleeveless dresses. Female reporters were wearing sleeveless dresses in this area of Congress or the Senate where, the dress code is strict. It's like in the back of the Senate or something. And people were like, it's sexist. You're telling these women you can't wear what they want to wear. That's just like the definition of sexism. And this is exactly what Joan Walsh is doing here. I don't know. I'm not comfortable with what you're wearing. You should cover up. You should be more modest. How does she warp her mind to thinking she's being more progressive or more feminine when she says stuff like that? wouldn't equality be women are equal to make their own decisions? Wouldn't freedom be they have the freedom to choose what to wear? They have the liberty to choose what to wear and to not have smug commentators tell them what they should and shouldn't wear? God, this pisses me off. But this is the level of seriousness and the intellectual capacity of the corporate Democrats and the establishment Democrats and the level of discourse that they're stuck at when it comes to talking about Trump and their family and their administration. There's so much to actually attack there, but when you bring up attacks like, I don't like how she's dressed, she's not modest enough, you made yourself look so preposterous and so stupid that you undermine people who are doing the real anti-Trump work, arguing against how much he's destroying the country with draconian policy. How he signed a bill that has a 6% approval rating that guts internet privacy. How his FCC right now is trying to ruin net neutrality. How, are you kidding me? He has billionaires in his administration. He appointed Goldman Sachs and they wrote his fucking tax policy. Giant giveaway to the rich. He's increasing in Afghanistan and Iraq and Syria. But Joan Walsh has nothing to say about serious issues, so she critiques how Ivanka Trump is dressed and thinks that makes her more feminist. Go away, go away, go away. You ever have people who are supposed to be like on your side? Like, what do you mean? Yeah, she's kind of on our side, right? Isn't she like an ally? I don't want you. Go away. You don't deserve to be. You're not up to par. You can't. You drag down everybody. All she does nowadays, by the way, is say stuff like this and attack Bernie Sanders supporters. Because, it was so sexist to not want Hillary Clinton in power because she's a woman. All you Bernie supporters who voted for Jill Stein, you're sexist somehow because you didn't support Hillary Clinton. It couldn't be that you didn't like Hillary because she supported the war in Iraq and that she wanted to do war in Syria and that she voted for the Patriot Act and that she was in favor of deregulation and she was too cozy with Walsh. Couldn't be that. No, it's because you hate her because she's a woman, but then you went on to vote for Jill Stein. You see how she really thinks through her arguments very much.